Hello everyone and welcome to Games, Comics and Crafts.
In this video, I'll be looking at Nemesis Rogues Gallery issue 5. Okay, so issue 5 brings us to the final part of Rogues Gallery. Um, yeah, it's okay. I'm a little bit disappointed by the ending. It does what I expected it to do. Just there's nothing super spectacular about it, but it's still pretty damn decent compared to other stuff. So, um, right, so they went to the island last time. He gets meets up with the guy that's in charge of the island and basically kind of says, okay, there's all stuff going on here. No end of depravity and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, okay, well, there's Hollywood actors here that haven't had a decent film, and they're kind of going to be the ones that are going to be doing all this, that, and the other. It's like, okay, that's crazy, right? So, um, it seems to be that they, or he mentions that he knows they potentially could be blackmailed. So basically, fall in line or you get blackmailed. So these people seem to be willing to go to the island to do whatever they're doing to be possibly blackmailed for it, but they're willing to risk that for the sake of the power. But they're also apparently being controlled by this kind of like ultra government thing that's can also. So it's like, okay, you've kind of let yourself into the trap. But there you go. Anyway, so the guy shows up in this ship shows up, um, which I don't know if it's a design from somewhere else or whatever. But then the other guys show up. The hunters show up on their on a ship and basically zap everybody. And they use this dream gun apparently that can take the person or take the appearances of any people as long as the gun is active. That's fine. So they're walking through all this kind of stuff as well, and it's like it's so he says here, I assume they were brought in to be compromised. It's like right, so it's like yeah, that's fine though. It's like right, okay. Anyway, so eventually they the guys break in. He reveals himself as Nemesis and brings the guy who's in charge of the island and basically kills him and says, "Okay, you do realise there's like so much massive security team on here as well. Okay, that's fine. So what I'm going to do is a robbery. I'm going to hand over. You're going to download all of your half of your personal wealth into cryptocurrency into these wallets across the world. Otherwise, I'm going to release all the footage that this guy's gathered together." Um, so it's like, okay, fair enough. So he kills the guy. That's right. That's fine. So his assistant's on the plane and he's waiting for it to come through. Then the other guys attack with their special weapons and what have you, and they actually do quite a number on Nemesis. And it's like I thought this is a bit I thought would be a little bit more dramatic and a little bit more they'd kind of more flashy powers and they do it, but they basically just go to punch and kicking him. It's like I expected to see more gadgets and more kind of like there was in the end of Big Game. Anyway, eventually they capture him. And it's like, right, okay, we're gonna kill you now. It's like, okay, that's fine. And the ex rogue basically explains what's going on, um, and like how we screwed him over, and basically how he's there for revenge or whatever. But also, so this guy basically says that if he doesn't hear anything from um, if Nemesis, his partner, doesn't hear anything in a certain amount of time, he will release all of the footage to every personal email address and every news broadcast in the world, unless they all team up and kill the other guys. So the other guys start having a go now and start having a crack at him. So they all start shooting and they start legging it off. Our friend here manages to pull the stakes out the ground and slam him together. So he's the kind of the guy guarding him, and then off he goes to try and find the ex uh, rookie, and it pretty much comes down to that. He cuts his throat. That's it. Job done. And it's like, right, you need to give us all the money back. It's like, nope, not going to happen. We've got the spaceship. Off he goes. Rips off of the spaceship and he's off. Job done. You can't complain about it because they can't say they're on the islands. They've lost half their wealth, whatever. So that's fine. So he goes home. So eventually he kind of says he's he's got a new um, undercover personality now, which is this tech entrepreneur who's been building up for years. He's got a media profile. He's going to buy a pharmaceutical company, a bioengineering firm, and social media platform. He's going to basically be in plain sight. He's going to be a personality on the stage, so he's going to be well known rather than the other guy, which was the recluse. And apparently, the other guy was kept on in a freezer, so they basically just popped him back at home and kind of let him be killed. Let him be found and assume it's like he's he's killed himself and all this kind of stuff as well. Um, And it turns out though that all the money that's gone through, the 50 million or whatever it was, that is on the thing. The other thing had to be was he had to give the heart of somebody he cared for. Um, and it turns out that he actually liked the guy. So it's basically so, oh, yeah, okay, you're the first one I actually really liked. I was enjoy training you. It's really, really good. Unfortunately, that means because I like you now, I have to kill you. So he kills his partner, and that's it. Job done. And it's like, right, so you've got loads of people on there. It's like, what are you going to do? Are you going to go take revenge on the people that put you in hospital? It's like, no, I've got bigger plans than that. I'm going to take over the entire world, and the next series is going to be Nemesis Forever. So, how he's going to do that, don't know. Obviously, the big game was kind of the reverse of that, with all the superheroes obviously fighting back against all the heroes. So whether or not we'll see clashes with other heroes, I mean, I can't believe you could have an entire series of Nemesis try to take over the world and none of the other heroes make their way into the book. But we'll see. But yeah, all in all, not too bad. So the most disappointing thing is I really expected the showdown between Nemesis and his ex sidekick to be a lot more power laden with really cool ideas. Shrinking rings and Green Lantern rings and all that kind of stuff going on. It would literally just turned out to be a knife. That was your job. That was it. But it rounded up the actual miniseries very, very well, and yeah, it lays the groundwork for another decent miniseries whenever that's going to come along. I assume it's going to be a fair few months. So yeah, but all in all, Nemesis, decent book. Um, and again, Millarverse stuff always been pretty damn decent. So I really have been enjoying this stuff. So yeah, there you go. Anyway, that's enough rambling from me. Thank you for listening if you have, and hopefully I will see you on another video very, very soon. Bye bye.